Welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little motivation, a little inspiration, and perhaps a way to cope with your day. My name is Mike Jones from Virginia, and my gratitude today is for camaraderie and humor. They go hand in hand.
Hey, good morning, folks. My name is Earl Rule, hailing from the beautiful state of North Carolina. And my gratitude this morning is waking up on this beautiful sunny morning, getting ready to start the weekend and with good intentions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jay Anderson, yielding from the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. My gratitude for the day is spending time with you guys.
Hey guys, I'm Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. My gratitude is for rest. And today, Jay Shetty talked about chase the future you, becoming the you inspire to be, right? Reflecting on where we want to go and who we want to be. He talked about Matthew McConaughey's acceptance speech for the Dallas Buyers Club Award. He said there's three things he needs each day: something to look up to, something to look forward to, and someone to chase. At 15, he was asked who his hero was, right? He said that his hero was 10 years from now, right? That's who he's chasing. And someone asked him when he was 25 if he became the hero, and he said, no, it is me in another 10 years. He doesn't need something to attain or achieve, but someone to chase. No matter how much progress he makes, his goal and vision are never revolving, or they're ever evolving and continue to develop along the way, right? Jay Shetty mentioned there's no mountaintop, just the climb along the way, right? The confidence that if you apply yourself, you will continue to evolve. The problem is the tension of where you are and where you want to be is a confidence booster, right? Comparison will stunt our growth, and that is so easy to get caught in that trap, right? So we need to focus on our own development. Be the best you are, be the best that you can be. Matthew McConaughey's approach is grounded in reality, right? You have to have an understanding of where you are right now and what you can reach, right? A person's reach should always exceed their grasp. This was a really, really good one, right? Like, because a lot of times, especially with social media, it's so easy to get caught up in comparison. Like, this person's doing this, I need to be doing this. Why am I not as far along as I should be, right? But if we can chase the future us, like whoever it is that we want to be in 10 years, our the way we operate on a day-to-day basis, and of course our negative self-talk will probably subside a little. You're still going to have it, right? It's just part of human nature, but it's probably not going to be to the extent as it is now, right? Especially if you're chasing yourself instead of somebody else.
hmm
What do you guys got?
Social media, we often hear a term, dream, struggle, victory. Social media is really good about showing you the victory.
Yeah.
They are not too good at showing you the struggle.
Right. And it's almost like you're running a marathon, though. You take everything in small chunks, and you know when you got to slow down, but to accelerate to get to the finish line. You have to take everything in chunks. And when you're chasing somebody or chasing someone, like your dream, your goal, um, know when to take the proper action, the timing of it, but also know when you need your rest to get back in the race. Because I think that's very important for mindset because the mind needs rest during that goal, during that journey. That's the word I'm looking for, during that journey.
Are you saying the mind needs peace from chaos?
Well, it does because life is full of chaos. We soak in too much chaos and negativity in our life that we need to get rid of it. And part of the way to get rid of it is, first of all, is positive mindset, knowing what you're going after, but also take time to rest your mind to so it can recharge itself, because we are human. Remember that. And there are times when we need to take two steps back to move four steps forward.
So this is an interesting topic. As soon as I heard the title, I said Matthew McConaughey. I actually watched that speech and remember it live. I will tell you before diving into this that in the beginning, I'm not so sure that I was a huge Matthew McConaughey fan because he was rom-com king. I mean, that's what he did was rom-coms, okay? And anyways, I, I'm not sure that I thought, he was this intellectual uh, entertainer. The four of us had the great privilege through the company that we're affiliated with of actually getting to meet uh, Matthew McConaughey in indirect ways because COVID just hit and we were on lockdown. But he was the guest speaker for our company that we're affiliated with. And he wrote a book and at that time he was promoting it and the topic was green lights. And I not only read the book, but I also listened to the audio. And there's something soothing about Matthew's voice. I mean, all right, all right, all right. But nonetheless, I
And
saw
he did
this.
the audio book of it. Like he's the one that actually did it. It was so
Yeah, oh,
good.
yeah, I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
right. Let's make sure we say that. He actually read the book.
Yeah.
So you're hearing his actual voice. Well, anyways, after reading that book, I was like, "Whoo, we have a smart cookie here. We need to pay attention to him." Saw the speech. Whoo, how moving can that be? How smart can you say? You have to have someone to chase. That was the last statement that he made. And he said, the hero that I'm chasing is me. At first, when you first hear that, you think, well, there's a little cockiness in that, right? But then as he explains and you listen and you start really thinking about it, how smart is that to say it? How smart is because you're also banking on yourself when you're chasing yourself. You're believing in yourself when you chase your own self. The confidence that it brings to you should be very rewarding. And this is not a fight or flight scenario. You stand by yourself at all times, and you fight for yourself at all times. And that's your future. That's what we do. That's what makes us move forwards.
And Jay, I just want to step in real quick. One thing that people need to realize is sometimes it takes longer than others to chase that dream. Some people can get it like literally in, I don't want to say overnight, but in just a couple of days. Some people, it could take 3 to 4 months to chase that dream, depending what it is you're chasing. You have to realize that there's a reason for everything. And it doesn't stop you from chasing your dream. You just have to get through the obstacles that are put in front of you to get through that. A lot of times it's a learning lesson. So don't let that ever stop you.
Well, and what I think Mike said in the very beginning is the key really to the whole topic is on social media, we do see the outcome a lot
Right.
of times,
Yep.
but we don't see the journey to get there. And
Well, that's true.
there is no journey in no one's life. Zero chance. Not happening. Nada. Zero. The big donut. The big Oscar. No one
We got the picture.
goes through life with the journey as a smooth ride.
Right.
No.
For sure. And like the thing about it is like the people that like why aren't we willing to post the journey, right? Why aren't we willing to post the negative stuff that happens in our life? Because guess what? We're not the only ones that it happens to, right? It happens to everybody. But a lot of times, are we afraid that we're not going to succeed at this? So we don't want to put it out there? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, because and that is a great question. And it makes me think that I think and this is just a quick thought, so I might be off touch here. Sometimes I think we don't post the journey because we're not sure how to define success. We might know what we feel is success for ourselves, but because in society, in today's world, we feel like we're being measured. And because of that measurement, we don't want to show the hardship because we feel like we're being measured. And I think that that is a realistic thing. We say it all the time. This is not a new topic for us. We talk about the leaders. And you're like, man, if I could, that's what I need to do. I just want to have, let me get 2 weeks going, successful back-to-back weeks. I'm going to get a streak going. I'm going to get a heater going here. And then I can be like this person that's doing it. We have no clue what struggles that person has been through. However, we're using them as a measuring stick. So, and that's the thing. Hey, wake up, Earl.
No, no, I'm listening. I got to put my glasses on. Sorry.
Oh, that's why you wear sunglasses. Okay.
All right, get on with your subject, Jay, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Good. Much better. Anyways, I think that's the thing that catches me is why do we, our own self, measure ourselves against whatever it is that we're measuring? Why do we do it? Do we
Because
have
it's out there,
is
it's
that our
expected.
self-worth?
I
What, Mike?
mean, it's out there, it's available. Other people's successes are highlighted, not their struggles, their successes. Um,
Yeah,
but
and it's readily available, right? So the success of anybody is readily available, but the people that can look at their own self, look inside, right? And decide what success means for them are the ones that are going to succeed in their world, right? Because what if that person that posted that was success for them?
Right.
yeah,
You need to be in tune to yourself and what success looks like for you instead of like basing it on compare. A lot of times it's comparison, right? Or
And
maybe like we're just,
yes, yeah.
yeah,
like
We can't help it.
no.
The comparison gene is in every one of us. And if anybody says, nah, it's not in me, they just lied to you.
They
I
need to
think if
repent.
you're only chasing yourself and not paying attention to the noise around you, you're more true to your values.
I buy
Because
that statement all the way.
the people will do stupid things to get to where they think they should be and compromise their integrity, their values, and sometimes the law.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like I never saw that though, 25 years in the banking industry. I never saw anybody do anything stupid. Right.
So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to take this worldwide. I'm not going to call it in our industry. How many times have we seen leadership in anything rise quickly and seem
Mhm.
dominant, and then only to learn that, uh-oh, they did something that they weren't supposed to do, and then they fall? We see that. It happens. It happens in our business. It happens in every business out there. But you're right,
You
Mike.
find sometimes you find out what they did, and it's like, why did they put so much work into it? It's like,
Well, I
That's
think it's
true.
I think it's a greed factor of want. They want something so bad they're willing to sacrifice certain things. Or not, I shouldn't say certain things. They're willing to sacrifice anything. And that's probably a better statement to make because, one of the things that I enjoy about symmetry love them, hate them, feel indifferent about it, is the statements that they make are, doing the right things even when no one's looking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all they're encouraging us. What they're basically saying, no one deal is worth your integrity. Not a single one. And Christine, you and I come from the car business. Man, I'm telling you, the finance department, and it depends on dealerships, how people take credit apps. It's most dealerships, the salesperson takes a credit app, it goes to a sales manager, they pull credit, they work a deal, they get it into the finance office rolls with it. Some dealerships, the finance person also takes the credit app and moves it. So it's dealerships specific, really. But you talk about a highly litigious area. Okay. And you talk about, and the outside world might not realize, okay, what does this really mean? Well, all right, I'm on a fixed income. I only make $1,200 a month. You got $800 going out, and how are you going to pay for a $750 car payment? Folks, you do the math. I don't have to explain the rest of this story. But you got to be cautious, because for those of us that have been in the business, we were faced with that at least once or twice a day. At least once or twice a day. It's not like it was every now and then. That was something that you're faced with.
Are you saying that the industry is creating the refi foreclosure, whatever, repossession market?
Instead of mortgages, it's car repossessions.
Let me just say this, Mike Jones, you said that, I did not.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say that I disagree with you.
Definitely not disagreeing.
There are reasons that certain things are more litigious than others, okay? There's reasons why. I'm just giving you an example. Now, listen, please don't get me wrong. I think that because the car industry is so litigious, these owners are now just really applying strong pressure on their departments. And so again, doing the right things when even no one's looking. Yes. Insurance business. You're supposed to write your own business.
If everyone did the right thing every time, always held to their values, there would not be any consumer protection laws at all, because they would be unnecessary. Yes. There's a whole
That almost
big
sounds like
government agencies out there that are funded by greed.
Well, that's
greed.
that's no different than if you go to McDonald's, and we'll use them because it was public record. Caution hot on a cup. Why is that on there? Because someone's already burnt themselves. They didn't put that on there just for the kicks and giggles of it, did they? Yeah, they've already had litigation. So caution hot. And
why do you think attorneys are like advertise so much? I mean, we have one attorney in town, and I mean, I counted on one road, just one little stretch of road, maybe 10 miles, and they had 25 billboards. Okay, and this was an attorney. Like, so why do you think they're advertising so much?
Oh yeah.
I mean, millions of dollars. I won't say the name because they're out there. Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah.
How many millions of dollars do you think they pay for TV advertising?
Yeah.
TV, billboards, radio.
That Morgan and Morgan is the largest litigation firm when it comes to car accidents in the world. Not just locally, in the world. They claim that. And it's in their advertisement. But my dad was an attorney, God rest his soul. And he made this comment to me one time. I said, Dad, is any of your clients, are they ever guilty? He said, not my place to ask. When someone comes in and sits down and says, I need to retain you, my job is I have to make the decision. Do I want to try to help him or not? And it depends on what the conversation is whether I can help him. So what people don't understand, lawyers like doctors are very specific. So they have areas that they really concentrate on, maybe like contracts or maybe like divorces or maybe criminal law or whatever, but they're very specific. And you have some old school attorneys that are what they call general practitioners of law. They kind of dabble a little bit in everything, but they're very specific what they like and what they're strong at. So it's interesting, but we just went down a rabbit hole that didn't need to be. So let's get back into the topic here. My apologies.
All right, so I'm thinking about this statement: a person's reach should always exceed their grasp. And I hate when as soon as you said it, I thought about it as a metaphor. If you if you start a journey and your goal is to cover half of the remaining distance every day, you'll never complete your journey. Isn't that what life is?
Yeah, and that's what he was saying about the mountain, right? There's no mountaintop, right? It's just the journey. Because if you think of yourself like, my goal is to be, my hero is the person I'm going to be in 10 years, right? And you're just chasing that every 10 years. Like, this is the person I'm going to continue to chase, right? The journey doesn't ever end.
Well, it can't because your why always changes.
Yep.
That journey always will exist because as you maybe hit what Mike started and you added to just now, Christine, you're here, you're chasing, 10 years comes and you get to up here. Okay. When you get up to here, you can't just plateau and stop life and say, okay, I've done it. I'm not doing a lick of thing anymore. I'm not going to. It's not who we are. So your why changes.
And
Mhm.
Chad,
Now,
let me step in for 1 second here. I just want to say another thing that popped in my head is a good entrepreneur will never quit and always be creative on the things that they want to do, because sometimes creativity as you climb that mountain is key. Uh, because how many people that like to start their own business. I'll give you a good example. Down the road near where I live, a hairdresser. I mean, there's quite a few people, ladies that do their own hairdressing business around here. But how creative with advertising and get people to come in to try your services is important. Don't quit on something that you're passionate about, and you got to be creative and be smart about it without looking back at what you could have or should have done. But just remember, just keep climbing up that mountain to what it is that you're doing.
well, hence the title.
Right.
You know, chase the future you.
Exactly.
Hence the title 100%. Bet on yourself.
Yep.
Who look, we're friends within our group. Outside of this platform, we root for each individual to be as successful as they want to be. We root for that. Okay. But the reality is you have to root for yourself. And if you can't root for yourself, it really doesn't matter what the rest does.
Right.
And you
Well,
got you
also, the nice thing about the business is we can be successful, but and it's not at somebody else's expense.
Exactly.
guys, it's very evident that we're not licensed therapists. We would like to think we have some knowledge on that. We don't, but we enjoy speaking about this because it does allow us to grow personally, allows us to expand our thoughts, and it allows great conversation. There's 4 people on this platform. We have different opinions, but yet at the end of the day, we do agree on a lot of stuff together. We really do. And that's awesome. We listen to the app Calm. And within that, we listen to Jay Shetty on a morning basis. We encourage you to come join us. We are on YouTube. Get in there and look. Make some comments. We want to hear feedback.
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Come back for more. Thanks.
Who says?
Peace.